And we're live!
Okay, back catalog again. You are listening to the back catalog listening party, and hopefully you can hear us right now. My name is Mother Banjo.
My name is Anthony Ihrig.
And we are your hosts for the back catalog listening party. And today we are, and it's not, we see some yays, so you can hear us now. Thank you. We rely on you to tell us when we've gone astray. And we are live from the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference in Lisle, Illinois, just outside Chicago. And these are our badges, which show we're very official. As we're attending this folk and roots music conference, a lot of bands, lots of acoustic instruments, and it's been a really fun time so far. It just kicked off yesterday, and we've already put in some hours in the late night showcases.
That's right. I think the last one started at 2 a.m. Is that
Something
right?
like that. Yeah. So
crazy.
we've had no sleep, but we're very happy, and we're happy to be joining you.
Yes.
We're
Happy Friday.
And whatever you're drinking or snacking on, or if you're stuck in traffic, as Alan is, welcome to the show. Today we have selected some of our favorite episodes and some of your favorite episodes.
That's right. We tasked our Patreon community to tell us some of the kind of songs and stories that move them the most over the last year, and man, they picked some good ones.
Really good ones.
I'm really excited about
So we're excited to share them with you, and also share a little bit of what we've been doing here at FARM. FARM is the acronym for Folk Alliance Regional Midwest, where we are.
Clever.
And joining you from the farm, and we want to get some of these clips in to share with people.
Yeah.
So
What do we got lined up first here?
I think we got the Kennedys.
That's right.
And the Kennedys, husband-wife duo, they joined us last April 28th, episode 159, and one of our favorite guests. I've been a fan of them for a long time.
It was hard to pick a clip from this one, actually, because they went into lots of detail with, like on the tech side, which I love, but also the music side, the songwriting side. There were stories about like the opera singer in the mountains and stuff. If you haven't checked it out, maybe after this episode, you can check out all of these clips. We'll have links to all of them in the show notes for the episode at backcatalog.listeningparty.com/182. But man, this was a pretty good story.
Yeah.
What do you remember of it?
I just remember this is the Roger McGuinn one, right?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think we should just let them.
Should we let them?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this involves a really cool guest artist on this track. This is the Kennedys from episode 159 here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Yeah, so this album, Life is Large, came out in 1996. And for those of you who are new to the Back Catalog Listening Party, when we invite artists to be our guests, they get to choose the record. So this was the Kennedys' pick, but I was pretty excited because I love this record. And it has never quite left rotation ever since I first got it, which was probably not long after it came out. So I'm excited to revisit these songs with you guys and learn more about the recording. The first track that you picked to feature from the record is the title track. Is there anything you want to say about the tune before we take a listen?
Well, this is a song that we, when we wrote it on Skyline Drive, I think, in the...
Yeah, we went up to a lodge in the Shenandoah National Park to work on songs for the album. And we had actually hiked up a mountain and back down, and Maura said, I've been thinking of this song while we were hiking. And maybe Life is Large came about because we were on a mountain. I don't know, but we recorded the song, the basic tracks, and you have the option of adding some stuff. And I actually have my 12-string here. For the solo part in the middle, I had played this little Bach tune called Jesu Joy Mansus Ihrig. And it sounded fine, but we got this crazy idea because other people were joining in on the album, and we thought, we don't actually know Roger McGuinn, and he has no idea who we are, but he did play that solo on a B side of a Bird single. She Don't Care About Time was the song, and he played Jesu Joy Mansus Ihrig. So we got this crazy idea to get in touch with him and ask him to play on our song.
There he is.
And, well, there's the proof that he actually did.
That's so cool.
That's me worshiping there.
Maura's actually kneeling down.
I was listening to all of his stories and everything. We found out that he agreed to do it when we were actually on the road in Montana We stopped at a phone booth to check our voice. Remember, you had to do that, call your number.
Yeah, put a little code in.
And his wife, Camilla, who's also his manager, called us back and said, yeah, Roger really loves it, but you're going to have to come to Florida. So we drove diagonally across America, straight down.
Montana straight to Florida.
And had the joy of recording with Roger McGuinn for this song.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Well, thanks for sharing that story, Donald. We get to give it a listen here. Yeah. This is the Kennedys with Life is Large here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
All right, the Kennedys. The Kennedys!
Hey, the Kennedys!
Yay!
And Connie had a great memory of this episode. She's wearing the same outfit from the album cover, so that's true. That was cool.
That was true. And if you just tuned in, we are live hosting the Back Catalog Listening Party, this special Best of Back Catalog Listening Party, Volume 4. We're doing it live from the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference in Lisle, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. And we're so excited that you've joined us for this special. So many great memories and clips, and a lot of you out there listening are members of our Patreon community, helped us select, you chimed in with some of your favorite episodes, and we've included many of them. But we're really excited to be here at the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference. So many of our past guests have been on the show, who are showcasing and hanging out, and of course a lot of future guests we hope as well. So we're also going to be doing a live taping tomorrow with one of the official showcasers, a great North Carolina songwriter named David Lamott. We're going to do a live taping with an audience here, and then we'll share it in the future with you.
Yeah,
so,
that'll be fun. I can't wait.
You know what?
Oh, what? Who? Someone's
Hello?
here. Hey,
Oh my gosh!
Hey!
Kashimana!
I'm on the show.
Hey, it's so good to see you.
Oh my gosh!
Hi.
So Kashimana, some of you might remember. I don't remember what episode number it was, but it was this summer, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
it was just recently.
Yeah, and Cash, you just did a showcase last night, the Folk DJ Showcase, which was awesome, and you were also part of a panel today. Wisdom Across the Ages.
Wisdom. They asked me to give wisdom. I was like, what wisdom should I give? I feel like I'm not in the wise. I feel like I'm more in the wise ass category.
Wise ass.
That's our category, too.
So, it was so much fun. The showcase was amazing. I mean, the talent and the music and everything so far has been really great. My first time.
Nice.
Well, we're so excited. And Tony, this is your first time at this conference,
This is
too.
my first time. This is a really amazing.
This is not my first rodeo, but I'm really excited to share this with you guys, and we can't wait to bring back more music from the conference and future guests to share here on the show.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you never
Well,
know who's
thank
going
you
to
for
drop
stopping
by.
I'm going to stop for
Great to see you.
a beer right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers
And
to
by the
that.
way, I think we were muted when we were kind of talking about this being our weekly happy hour. So if you're out there enjoying a beverage, it is Friday after all. Let us know what you're having and where you're tuning in from. Even though the guests segments will be pre-recorded, we're still here hanging out,
Live.
looking at the comments.
Bye, Cash.
And we want to know that you're out there too. So definitely say hello. Joni chimed in. Hey, Joni, wonderful guest today. Yeah, we're so lucky here to be doing this in kind of the Midwest folk mecca right here.
Yeah, exactly. And so we are so excited too to share these clips. There's some really good ones that we've selected, and this next one is an Irish singer who I really adore. I fell in love with a couple years ago, named Aoife Scott. And she had so many great stories. And I don't remember, this one was in May 26th. What do you remember about this episode?
I remember she was filming from just her house in Ireland, but it looks like a castle to anybody from from the United States. Where I mean, it's it was clearly an old place, and we were all kind of oohing and on with the where she was living. But also, I didn't realize that she came from this family of amazing singers.
Yeah,
and musicians.
a big music family in Ireland, really well known. It's I don't know what
There's
the equivalent would be.
Wikipedia entries about her family. I mean, quite the lineage.
Yeah.
And I think one of maybe the more remarkable things is that the song that we're going to listen to today was inspired by the one relative that didn't sing professionally. And she's going to tell you all about it. But I think what really hit me is just how sweet and kind of soulful that this whole segment is that we're going to watch. It's kind of you'll see it, but it's really kind of honoring her grandmother who had passed away, and she even had brought in a little video clip of her
right.
grandmother in the hospital, or it was maybe a nursing home, and it just was a really special one. If you look during the song segment, you'll see Aoife wiping away tears, and maybe us too.
Yeah.
Because it really was a heartfelt episode, but this song in particular was something special, and it was like an old kind of pop tune from the 20s or 30s, I believe, called Dublin Saunter. And yeah, it's just a really special clip, and we're going to play it right now. Aoife Scott from back in May of 2023 here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
This last song you wanted to feature from this 2020 release, Homebird, is Dublin Saunter. Is there anything you want to say quickly before we take a listen?
Yeah, so the Dublin Saunter is a song that I learned from my grandmother, my Nana Scott. She's not the other matriarch of the singing family. My Nana Scott could not sing. She tried, but she really wasn't really that musical. And she was a very tough lady. She was really hard. She kind of had that hardship of being in working in the war. You know, she went to England and was in an ammunition factory, and she was really tough. But she had the coldest house I've ever been in my life in Dublin. And one afternoon, she was in the kitchen and she was making the dinner for 8 of her grandkids, and she started to sing along to the radio, and it was this song. And to me, it was the most magical thing I ever heard. And so I learned it from there. And she got older and she started to forget who I was and kind of forget. She kind of walk in and give me an eyeball she was in a nursing home, and she would not really be too impressed, but I would sing her the song and she would get every word right, and she knew exactly all the words. And even at that, she would give out to me for getting the words wrong. So that's what this song is out. It's about walking Grafton Street on a sunny summer's afternoon or morning, and walking Dublin City. So that's what Dublin Saunter is all about.
Well, and I think we have a little video here.
Oh, yeah.
Is this from the nursing home with you?
Yeah, this is from the nursing home when I was trying to get her to sing, and she was giving out to me. Yeah, and she would you'll see the wink to Andy, my partner. She winks at him to show, you'll see the wink. Yeah. So this is it.
From Dublin right down to Macroom. And where would you see a fine widow like me? Biddy much through Stephen's Green.
They don't say even through it.
Am I getting it wrong? With coffee at 11 and a stove.
You're the only one that has the bloody 11 o'clock.
The finger.
I love it. Oh, that is so special. And a testament to the power of music and
really
how
is,
it stays with us till the end. We're so appreciative of you sharing that. This is Aoife Scott with Dublin Saunter here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Dublin can be heaven with coffee at 11 and a stroll through Stephen's Green. There's no need to worry, there's no need to hurry. You're the king and the ladies are queen. Grafton Street's a wonderland, there's magic in the air. There's diamonds in the ladies' eyes and gold dust in her hair. And if you don't believe me, come and meet me there in Dublin on a sunny summer's morning. I've been north and I've been south and I've been east and west. I've been like a rolling stone. But there's one place that I know I'll always love the best. Just a little town to call my own. 'Cause Dublin can be heaven with coffee at 11 and a stroll through Stephen's Green. There's no need to worry, there's no need to hurry. You're the king and the ladies are queen. Grafton Street's a wonderland, there's magic in the air. There's diamonds in the ladies' eyes and gold dust in her hair. And if you don't believe me, come and meet me there in Dublin on a sunny summer's morning. I've been here and I've been there, I've sought the rainbow's end, but no crock of gold I've found. But I know that come what may, whatever fate may bring, here my feet are deeply in the ground. 'cause Dublin can be heaven with coffee at 11 and a stroll through Stephen's Green. There's no need to worry, there's no need to hurry. You're the king and the ladies are queen. Grafton Street's a wonderland, there's magic in the air. There's diamonds in the lady's eyes and gold dust in her hair. And if you don't believe me, come and meet me there in Dublin on a sunny summer's morning. In Dublin on a sunny Sunday morning.
Oh, Aoife Scott with Dublin Saunter.
Aoife Scott. What a sweet
Yeah,
tune.
really
And
nice.
What a beautiful voice she has too.
Really great voice. And if you just tuned to Back Catalog Listening Party, my name is Mother Banjo.
My name's Anthony Ihrig.
And we are your hosts every week, where we invite different guest artists to revisit old records with us. And normally we do it live, but today we are at a folk music conference outside Chicago. And so we thought this would be a good opportunity to share some of our favorite episodes and clips. I mean, it's hard to pick just 5.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
but that was one of our favorite. Aoife Scott was a wonderful guest, and that was last May that she was on the show, and I think it was Memorial Day weekend, and it was just a lovely episode. And all of these, we highly recommend you check them out. We archive all of our shows at backcataloglisteningparty.com and also on YouTube, but you should check them out because they're.
Yeah.
The whole conversation with her was so fantastic.
It really is, and there'll be show notes just for this episode that has links to each one, so you can just go to the most recent episode and you'll find those links.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely throw in your comments throughout today's show, and we'd love to hear from you, and also hear what some of your favorite memories are from these episodes. Because many of you watching are regulars, and we'd love to know any other memories that you remember from these episodes.
It's amazing, yeah. Just watching these again, it's taken me back to some of the other stories and stuff like that. So
exactly.
Yep.
And I'm excited because this next clip, Jordan Hamilton, it was like exactly a year ago.
I think it was just about a year ago.
Yeah, just about a year
almost.
ago. Jordan Hamilton, great cellist from Michigan. He was one of the artists that was showcasing at the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest, the conference that we're at right now. He was a showcasing artist at last year's conference, and so I brought him into like my hotel room, and we did a live episode with him, which was so wonderful. It was really fun. Although we had some technical things because it's
kind of like this, like we were trying to squeeze into the frame,
right? But we didn't have such a luxurious. It was a little different situation, so I didn't have as wide of a camera. So we're like squished in together and making sure everyone was in the shot.
And you couldn't have the audio on while we were listening.
Yeah.
And
there's Kashimana again.
Exactly.
Like this. Kashimana,
Yeah.
a past Back Catalog guest joining us for the party today. And
and if anybody else is watching from the hotel, come on up.
Exactly. Come join the party. We got beers and snacks and hanging out. So, this was a great episode, and I was pretty much introduced to Jordan Hamilton because of this music conference. So, we wouldn't have invited him to be a guest had it not been for this conference. So that's such a testament to these kinds of gatherings of like whether it's a festival or music conference, like really getting to hear musicians you wouldn't otherwise have discovered.
And I think kind of to segue into the clip, like one of the things I love already about this conference, having only been here for about 24 hours, is just the diversity of different sounds and how folk music isn't one thing. Mm-hmm. And when you're listening to one artist and they're playing a song, you might hear like little snippets of this genre and little snippets of that genre. And like that's how this music keeps going. And this next clip that we're going to watch from Jordan, he talks about that, how the song we're about to listen to was influenced by this band, but also this other important historical figure, and how he mashes that up is something truly special. And I think you're going to enjoy this clip. This is Jordan Hamilton from back in October 21st, so almost to the day. It's October 20th here today, almost to the day, from right here at the Folk Alliance International Region Midwest. Did I get
Farm.
Right? Farm.
That's the acronym.
All right, here it is.
Oh man, so many things we want to talk about. But right now we're gonna get another track. This is Radiation. Continue our sort of like scientific deep dive here on vibration. So Jordan, is there anything else you want to say about this track before we take a listen?
This one was one of my responses, and this is just in my head. There's a group called Black Violent, and they have a song that I don't remember the name of. I think it's Brandon. I don't know. They have a song, and it's very arpeggiated. And this was my response to their song like that. So it's like, okay, you made this song like this, and I want to make a song like this as an inspiration. But also, I'm very influenced by Bach, and I love how his use of harmonies and everything goes, and the big works that he did. So he had the B minor mass, he had the St. Matthew's Passion, St. John's Passion, all that stuff. And he had chorales in them that he would do for Catholic mass and stuff. So I imposed like a mass dun, 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 over this. And then I did the arpeggios, and it's just, And then I named it Radiation because I felt like this would be the one that's most equivalent to the sun. So,
wow. All right. I love it, man. Thanks for sharing that. That's the kind of tidbits that I just love.
I never tell people these things, so
I love it. That's why we're here. There's a bunch of us music nerds out there that love to hear this kind of stuff. So thank you. All right, let's give it a listen. This is Jordan Hamilton with Radiation here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
All right. Jordan Hamilton here on the Back Catalog Listening Party, and with Radiation from his album Vibrations, came out in 2021. And Connie says wonderful, and I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, really good.
That's
wow.
so cool.
It was so cool watching that again.
Yeah.
Tony, especially with you here at the same conference where we did that clip from last year, which is why Jordan and I aren't quite in the same frame. For those of you who are newer to the show, you might not know that like when we minimize the screens or when we're listening to the music, usually it changes the frame.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we were kind of squished together in the
Right.
hotel room trying to get in the frame at
And
the
you
same
had just
time.
met him for the first time. Invited, hey, come to my hotel room. I got a YouTube show.
And he was so gracious, and that was such a wonderful conversation. And he did such a great performance at this conference that we're attending right now.
I
Again,
bet.
if you just tuned in, Tony and I are at streaming live today from the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference, the Farm Conference in just outside Chicago, and where a lot of folk musicians and industry people are gathering together to hang out and play music and get to know each other and go to workshops and all that kind of fun stuff. And Jordan was at last year's Farm Conference, and so that was where that clip came from that we're watching.
And I don't know if we mentioned this, but he was doing a lot of live looping stuff
Mm-hmm.
with this stuff. I had to take it out of context. But so when you're hearing all these things kind of layering
It's
on
just
top, it's
like
not like
one.
another band members or anything like that. It's just him. And didn't he do that when he played live here
He
too?
did. He did an official showcase at last year's conference, and he just like had the room mesmerized because he did a lot of looping. He also had some beats, so it was cool. Earlier you were talking about how the folk music is a pretty broad genre, and certainly
Yeah.
here at the Farm Conference, it's a big umbrella, big circus tent. I like to think of the folk circus, and wild and beautiful, and lots of unexpected things. And I think some people wouldn't expect to hear some beats and looping and some
and cello.
some hip hop and classical influences both coming together as under this sort of cello folk umbrella. So
I love it. I'm so excited. I mean, we're just getting started here. It's only Friday, and I can't wait to offer all the different artists to perform. I'm really excited. I got my program, trying to circle all and
Are
highlight.
there any ones that you're looking forward to in particular?
I haven't gotten. I don't have it with me, so
Yeah.
I don't remember all the names. But
Yeah.
I asked around. There's one in particular happening tonight at 8:40.
Is it a bluegrass
it's the
band?
High 48s. Yeah,
Ah,
I'm
it's
lucky.
his bluegrass band
We're
is
actually playing
showcasing.
tonight, so I'm excited about that too. But really, it's there's so many great acts from all over. It's not just the upper Midwest either. There's folks
From
from
Canada
Texas,
and-
and all over. And we met last night, right here. Ellen put on a little social hour for friends, and I met another bluegrass band, which is cool because if we go to a bluegrass conference like IBMA or something like that, it's like everybody's a bluegrass band. But there's not too many of us at this conference, so we met a great band called Pretend Friend from Kansas. And, that's the kind of thing that happens at events
Yeah.
like this. I'm really excited to maybe get some picking in with those guys later.
Yeah, it's great. And it was also fun. I was going down the hallway this afternoon, and there's just, breakout jam sessions. And Taylor James Donsky, who is a past guest here on the Back Catalog, he's here this weekend, and he performed last night for the Folk DJ Showcase. But he was jamming with this amazing musician named Gina Forsyth, and she plays a bunch of instruments, but she was playing some fiddle tunes, and he had his upright bass, and they
Oh,
were just
cool.
jamming, and I was like, oh, we need to get Gina on the show. And
I
then I
know.
was thinking, that's the cool thing about these conferences is you're like, oh. It's just scoping all the talent. You're like, we've never invited them on the show, or
Right.
people we've never just not familiar with their music until you hear them, whether it's on a stage or in a jam session. So it's pretty cool.
I didn't show you this, but I made up these little business cards here. I'll show you. It says "Be our guest," and I thought, it's just a little something we can slide to our
people
our
that we
favorite
like.
artists, right? So we're out here recruiting for you folks. I'm
For the back.
specifically looking at our Patreon folks out there. We're gonna have some great guests coming up this year.
Really great guests. And also, Tony, you were on a panel today about building community online. So
Yeah.
it was cool. You were talking about all of you who make this
Yep.
show possible. And this is actually a great opportunity to mention that we are so grateful that you're out there watching and that you join us every week as we revisit old records with some of these great musical guests.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it without our Patreon supporters, many of whom are
Yes.
watching today. So big
Thank
thanks.
you. Thanks so much.
Penny, Anna, Linda, Bevan, Connie, Vaughn, Alan, Chris, Alex, Becky, Galen, Peggy, Joe, Jim, Beverly, John, Fred, Tim, Sarah, David, Jocelyn, Court, Matt, Steve, Mark, Homestead, Pick and Parlor, Severin, Lynn, Mary, Many Tracks, Nikki, Joni, David, Sarah, CJ, Wiley, and Stephanie, and maybe you if you want to support this show. Again, this is a different show than normal because we're doing a best of the show, but normally we just have one guest and we focus on one record. But it's all made possible through Patreon support. So if you want to get in on that and support the show and get some special perks and have have your votes counted for
That's
these
right.
best of shows. These are
Yeah.
mainly determined by, I mean, obviously Tony and I have our favorites, but also there's so many great episodes that it's helpful to crowdsource it to our Patreon community.
Yeah, and I couldn't bring our pint glass with me. Just I had a lot to pack, but we made up these great back catalog listening party pint glasses that we'll be sending out to Patreons that sign up before they're gone. So if you're interested in a little physical glass that you can clink with us every Friday, you can find us at patreon.com/back catalog listening party.
That's right. And we are so excited to have you here. And today is kind of like the back catalog of back catalogs.
Yeah, it is. And that last one was pretty meta. We actually did a live show from Farm that we're redoing at Farm. It's kind of strange. But, you know, I do think it's just in the way that, like, the show came about because there's so much great music out there that, you know, just kind of gets lost to time and to new projects and stuff. And it's great when artists are putting out new stuff, but sometimes, you know, we have these connections with this music and it's so great to revisit it. And then other times people never heard that one record from their favorite artist. And so even going back and doing this, I'm reminded to go, you know, check out Jordan's record again and stuff. Like, there's just so much great music out there, and this is a great way to, I don't know, to relive it once again.
Yeah, for sure. And we'd love to hear your comments, both from these clips and any other questions you have for us while we're here at the conference, or artists we should check out. Farmfolk.org is the website for the conference that we're attending. And again, so many great guests, and we can't wait to share more of that music with you and stories.
But this next clip, one of the best stories we've ever heard on this on this program, involving very famous folk musicians.
Yes, and I just want to say, I think this was a clip that I did from my car, or the episode. I was driving to the North Shore. We were on a family vacation to the North Shore of Lake Superior, and so I was doing it from my car. The goal was we were supposed to be up there by the time we were doing the show.
And I was terrified to find out that Ellen wasn't going to be there live, because this is a clip with Beth Nielsen Chapman, one of the
preeminent Nashville
songwriters anywhere. I mean, we're talking the upper
writes for Willie Nelson,
number one
and
hits,
Tanya Tucker and Faith Hill, and and then also pop artists like Bette Midler, and so just
like she is the real deal. And Ellen's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, and I was like, I didn't.
What you don't know is we get really nervous talking to some of our heroes and sheroes. So yes, there are times when one of us has to fly solo where we're a little more anxious, not just about the tech part, but the actual I don't know. I hope I do okay.
Yeah, but good thing for us, Beth is such a pro, and the pros they make you feel at ease right away. And man, can she tell a good story. And this next one, I'm not going to say anything about it because there's a lot going on. There's some personal stuff. It's heavy, and then there's some kind of funny stuff that, like I said, relates to probably another artist that you've heard of before. This one aired, it looks like August 18th, so really not that long ago.
Yeah.
And I think you're really going to enjoy this one from Beth Nielsen Chapman here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
And this next song is Every December Sky. Is there anything you want to say about this before we take a listen?
Yeah, this song is really special to me because when I was writing it, I was thinking, who am I talking to, and what am I writing it about? And I didn't know that I would be sitting on my couch later that year. Instead of putting the record out, I'd be going through chemotherapy, and all my hair fell out at the same time that all the leaves came off the trees that October. And I was sitting on my couch feeling pretty despondent because I was worried about getting through that, and I didn't want my son to have no parents. And it was amazing. I suddenly started hearing that song in my head, and I listened to my own self sing it to me. I sang it to myself, and it's really about finding a way to be hopeful in the deepest, darkest, coldest part of winter. And when spring came, all the leaves came back on the trees, and my hair was growing back in, which is my hair is really short on that album cover because of that. But so it came full circle for me. And on the back end, I'll tell you a funny story about John Prine singing the background vocal on this song. So John, I didn't know John well. Of course, I was a massive fan, and I knew his wife Fiona. And I mean, I'd met them a few times, but he heard that he did this before I found out I had breast cancer, because I was the last day of mixing when I was diagnosed. But that following Valentine's Day, he heard through the grapevine that I was going through it. And he left me this beautiful message on my answering machine. He goes, "Hey, Beth, this is John Prine. I heard you have cancer. Well, that sucks. Well, anyway, happy Valentine's Day." And that made my day. Anyway, so, but I asked him, I've sent him the song and I said, I'd love for you to sing on this. And so he let me know before he got there that he didn't really sing harmonies, that he would just sing with me on the melody. And I thought, ooh, that's not what I was thinking would be the best. So I tricked him. So I put a vocal down of the harmony part with me singing it. And when he arrived at the studio, I said, "Now, John, I've changed the melody." So I took out the melody and I just put me singing the harmony part, like what he sang. And he was like, he stood there and he goes, "Well, I never like to tell somebody how to write songs, but I got to tell you, that's not as good as what you had originally." And I'm like, "I know, but just bear with me. We're just going to put that down." And I just like, get him in there and, put it down. And he was very confused by this. He was like, I said, "I tell you what, John, if you put this melody down, then I'd like you to put the other melody down. So we'll have both." And he goes, "Well, I think you should have me do the other one first." I'm like, no, let's just do this one first since we just played it. I mean, I barely got him to do it. Then he did that. And then I got him back in the control room. And I said, "Well, before you go in there and sing the other melody, I want to show you how I just tricked you. I hope you're not going to be mad. And if you don't like it, we can totally, revisit what we're going to do." So I put my vocal back in singing the lead. And then I put his vocal singing that harmony part. And he got real proud of himself. He goes, "Well, I'll be damned." He was so like, "I just sang a harmony part." I'm like, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You were tricked, but you did." And so I'd run into somebody like a week later. They go, "Hey, John Prine was telling me he sang harmony on your record." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so happy that I got that, And I mean, he was so dear. He was just such a great human being on so many levels. So I love that man.
That's an amazing story. All right, well, let's give it a listen. This is Beth Nielsen Chapman, Every December Sky, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Every December sky must lose its faith in leaves and dream of the spring inside the trees. How heavy the empty heart, how light the heart that's full. Sometimes I have to trust what I can't know. Sometimes I have to trust what I can't know. We're walking to paradise. The angels lend us shoes, 'cause all that we own will come to lose. And heaven is not so far outside this womb of words. With every rose that blooms, my soul is assured it's It's just like a song I've known, yet still unheard. And every leaf on fire lets go, melting in the arms of earth and snow. And if I could hold you now, you'd enter like a sigh. You'd be the wind that blows the answer to why. You'd be the spring-filled trees of every December sky.
Beth Nielsen Chapman here on the back catalog listening party. Yeah, no dry eyes here. Every
Beautiful.
December Sky from her 2002 album Deeper Still, which we are digging deep into today.
Man, that song.
I know. And then hearing John come in there in those harmonies, it's
So good. And again, John Prine joining Beth Nielsen Chapman on that song. And what a great story.
unknowingly singing harmonies.
Tricking him into singing harmonies. And what a great story. And there's a ton of great stories from that record and really moving ones, kind of like that one. 'Cause the record is really personal.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Ellen said, every song on that one. So you should definitely check out that episode. Again, linked in the show notes, backcataloglisteningparty.com/182.
And if you just joined us for today's episode, we're doing a special Best of Back Catalog, Volume 4. So these are some of 5 clips that we particularly liked that have been like in the last year pretty much. And Beth Nielsen Chapman, definitely one of those highlights. Also timely because just last week would have been John Prine's 77th birthday. So so it feels good to hear that. And also, this is just to tie it in. Again, Tony and I are together in the same space today, which we normally don't get to do because obviously
clinking our beers in person
instead of just through the screen, and because we're at the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference, the Farm Conference in the Chicago area, where a lot of folk musicians are gathering and sharing songs and getting to know each other. It's been a lot of fun. And last night I got to meet Jason Wilbur from Indiana, who was a longtime guitarist for
cool.
John Prine. And he's a great songwriter himself. So I'm really excited to see him play this weekend.
He's going to be
I can't remember. He's doing an
showcase?
official showcase if it's tonight or tomorrow. But
Awesome.
But it was great to meet him, and we were chatting a little bit about John Prine, and but also we were talking about. I was just saying how excited I was to see him do his own thing, because a lot of times musicians get known for one thing, which isn't a bad thing,
right.
but then it's like, oh, I also do this other thing, and he was just saying, if you're known for anything, it's a good thing if you're making music, and but he was really excited to be here and sharing his song, so I can't wait to hear
another
it.
one on the list of people to check out.
Another one to give a business card to.
That's right. Well, yeah, this is really, really special. I wish you guys could all be here. Maybe next year we could do a field trip or something.
Yeah,
like a Patreon
all of
field
you
trip.
come down with us. We'll get in a big bus.
That's right. There you go. Well, and like we mentioned earlier, we're going to do a live taping tomorrow, and I can't wait. I can't wait for that one. We've done a few of those in the past, and they've been at like bluegrass festivals, and this will be a different scene. And my guess is that this is an audience of songwriters and musicians, and I bet you we're going to get some great questions tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm
it's going to be
looking
really
forward to that
fun.
one.
So we'll make sure to let you know when that is coming up. But again, next week will be a normal episode where we're going to invite some live guests. I think the Chapman sisters are next week, which I'm really excited about. Indie folk duo, amazing, and they also come from some folk music heritage.
Chapman. That name
does sound familiar, doesn't it?
Familiar.
So looking forward to that next week. But Today, we are going to finish up the Best of Back Catalog Volume 4 show with a clip from a Minnesota songwriter. Most of the artists we featured today have not been from Minnesota, but we are based in Minnesota. So
we do a high percentage of Minnesota artists because it's...
And this is one of the kind of big names in our local music community over the last few years, Jeremy Messersmith. And I found out when we did this episode that he lives like right in my neighborhood, which I didn't know. I mean, I've known him for a while. I just didn't know he lived right near me, and which is not far from Anthony too. So we're like all in the same neighborhood.
What an interesting guy. I mean, you can tell his music is fantastic. I love his records, and sometimes you hear an artist and you think, wow, that guy's probably pretty cool. I'd love to meet him, and then you meet him and you're like, ooh, not so much. But he really was. He's such a cool, down to earth guy, and also really thoughtful about songwriting and about everything that goes on in the recording process. And that episode is chock full of juicy tidbits about recording, which, if you've watched the show for any amount of time, that's kind of one of my special interests. I love nerding out.
Studio geek.
Yep, I love nerding out about that kind of stuff. In this next clip, we get to hear a little bit about kind of how Jeremy kind of conceived this record, and he was thinking about it in a certain way and had to do certain things to get it to sound that way. And I love this stuff. It's so cool. And it's a rocking song. I thought it'd be a fun one to finish on.
Yeah.
It's so rocking, in fact, that there was a studio disaster while this song was being recorded. You're going to learn all about it in this clip here from Jeremy Messersmith. It aired back December 30th of 2022. Man, I can't wait to rewatch it myself. This is Jeremy Messersmith. He's going to talk about his song, John Dillinger's Eyes. That's it. I got it. And I think you're going to enjoy it.
If I remember correctly, this was a song where I don't know how this happened, but while he was doing the electric guitar solo, his amp lit on fire. His amp caught fire in the studio.
Literally, not metaphorically, right?
Like literally, like a tube, something caught on fire, and there were like literally flames and smoke coming out the side. And then we had to use like another amp to like finish the song, which that's never happened to me. I would have thought it was a joke or something. But
that's pretty rock and roll, though.
That is really rock and roll. That's legendary.
It's pretty rock and roll. A couple things that strike me. We had said going into this, I'd pitched everybody on what if we made like a 60s rock record. I mean, to me, that's just like the biggest fountain of rock. So why don't we just do that? And what if we like kind of like creatively limit ourselves to kind of that kind of a thing? And so that meant lots of very funky panning in the album. So the drums are panned like to the left. Lots of reverb, things kind of like spaced out a little bit more. And I do remember when we were working on this in the mixing phase of it, like we couldn't ever get the tambourine loud enough. Like the tambourine is legit. Like if you listen to like the old Beatles albums and stuff, the tambourine is it's like 50% of the song. The volume is just tambourine. It's just how they did it. So I remember sitting there and just being like, Andy, can we just distort everything like through the master? Just put on like it should be dirtier, it should be grittier sounding, should be breaking apart, and let's crank that tambourine.
All right, let's get it started, folks. This is Jeremy Messersmith, Dillinger Eyes, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Well, I found honest work, and Lord knows I tried. Well, I found honest work, and Lord knows I tried. Well, I've been banking land from the falls. They used to tell her just who I was. She said, I don't know, but he had John Dillinger's eyes. And for 5 long years, I was wanted by the FBI. like a one in my chest and two in my thigh. The soul man rushed to my side and took a photograph as I died. And all because I was born with John Dillinger's eyes. Keeps it by his bed on the shelf. And one thing that he'll never tell is every day he thanks God for John Dillinger's eyes.
Jeremy Messersmith kicking off today's edition of Back Catalog Listening Party with Dillinger Eyes from his 2010 release, The Reluctant Graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a rocker, wasn't it? I
Do you
forgot
hear
how great that song
tambourine
is.
at the end was just cranked, and you know, I don't know why I didn't notice this last time, but I think I can hear the very moment that guitar amp goes up in flames. That guitar solo was just totally cranked. It was so cool. That was so good, and people are loving it out there. Connie says, "Love this song," and Joni says, "Still hits me. Super with the Beatles vibes." Yes, for sure. He actually talked about having a how to record like the Beatles book or something that he was doing there. Chris says it needs to go back and revisit the show. 100%. And add the album to your collection. You definitely should, Chris, because that is such a good one. You can go back to episode 142 from December 30th, 2022. That's archived on both our website and on YouTube. Check it out. It's such a good album and
a great episode we had.
I love that record.
Revisiting that record.
Yeah.
And The Reluctant Graveyard is also timely because Halloween's coming up. And if I know some of our regulars are Minnesotans like us, and if you live or will be in the Twin Cities right before Halloween, October 20th and 29th, he has two shows at the park, or 28th and 29th at the Parkway Theater, All Hallows Eve shows with Jeremy Messersmith. So you might hear that song.
Yes, he gets so into Halloween. He releases these videos every year, and he dresses up and does all kinds of stuff. He's like the Halloween dude.
He's Halloween guy.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's great. So are you going to be anything for Halloween, Tony?
I'm the guy who sits and gives out the candy.
Gives out the candy.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not planning on dressing up, but my son has decided to go as Grogu.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's going to be cute. You better share pictures for our back catalog friends. They're going to love to see it.
And we'd love to know what you're going to be for Halloween. And also, again, if you have any of your favorite episodes, today's edition of Back Catalog Listening Party is a special show that we're broadcasting live from the Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference in Chicago. And we're collecting, we're discovering a lot of great music and artists and who are going to be featured guests on the show. But today we're sharing some of our recent favorites from the last year and Volume 4. And we'll share some of these clips again. But we're just really grateful to all of you for joining us for this kind of special show.
Yeah, it means a lot. Connie says, fantastic show. Thanks, Connie. Yeah, it really means a lot that you're here, and we appreciate it. So if you like the show, you should give
Like
it
it.
some thumbs up. You know,
On YouTube.
It's going to send more people to these clips, and then maybe they can discover the full episodes.
And become back catalog regulars like you guys. So
Yeah.
we would love that.
Yeah, we so appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here again today, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I know we're gonna.
Man.
It's just getting started, you know.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Yeah.
So enjoy the rest of your weekend. We can't wait to debrief with you next week here on the Back Catalog Listening Party. Take care.